Hello, thank you so much for joining me for this workshop on how to beat mom burnout in 10 minutes a day. My name is Chrissy, and I'm so excited to be sharing this information with you. But first, give yourself a pat on the back for taking the time to be here today. So, just real quick, I want to introduce myself. My name is Chrissy. I'm a stay at home mom of two boys. I host the podcast Mom's Guide to Finding Herself. I started that after having my boys and realizing that I was completely burnt out. Was a teacher before having my kids, and then I became a stay at home mom. And that sense of losing what your sense of accomplishment is, or even understanding like where your self worth is through the day, everything just revolves around supporting your family and supporting your kids. That there's not much left for you, for your needs, for your wants. And that can lead to so many different things. So I want you to ask yourself, does this sound familiar? When did I stop having fun? I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't have time for self care. I feel so alone in this. Between the kids, the meals, the laundry, and trying to be everything for everyone, it's no wonder so many of us feel like we've lost ourselves. We hear that a lot. I feel lost in motherhood. Yeah, and I know that's not where you're at. You love your family so deep, but somewhere along the way, you feel like you disappeared. You're always needed. You're always giving. But when was the last time someone asked you how you were doing and waited for a real answer? You're so tired and you're too tired to finish your thoughts sometimes. You're not even able to like finish a book that you started, or maybe you don't even want to finish that book that you started. Maybe reading doesn't sound fun to you anymore. You are probably running on empty, and the idea of self-care feels like it's just like one more thing to do. People will say that like you've got to make time for self-care, it's so important. But what does that even mean? Like, where is that going to come from? We are used to cold coffee. We are used to scrolling through Instagram or on TikTok with no end sight and no end in sight. We are just doom scrolling through it. We are used to hiding in the bathroom for a break. None of these things mean that you are lazy or unmotivated or broken. You are burnt out, and you're definitely not alone. But what happens if this continues? You start to lose like not just your energy, because I know your energy when you're burnt out is like at a minimum, but you start to lose your sense of self. You start resenting the people that you love the most. Not because they don't care, not because you don't care, but because you've been running on fumes for years and you're starting to wonder, is this just how my life is now? Is this just what happened? And that resentment is so deep. Burnout looks like so many different things to so many different people. It's not just that like all of a sudden you're crying all the time. It's not always these large bursts of emotion. They can be really small things. This isn't just like it's just not just mom life. This is burnout. And it's costing you your joy. It's costing you your energy. It's costing you your identity. But here's what I need you to know. There's a way out. You can start to find your way out of it. That brain fog, the crying in the car, the feeling invisible, the snapping over small things, we can start to fight against it. Now, here's my roadmap that I created because I realized that rediscovering yourself as a mom is a journey. Wherever you are on this path, it's okay. You are not behind. You're just getting started. It's just where you are. So, the first phase of it, most of you are probably already through, is your matrescence. That's the survival mode, the like, what just happened to me, right? Where you are knee deep with a newborn baby, where you are literally just living for brushing your teeth. And that's your self care. Your lack of sleep is causing your exhaustion. And you are just truly like living to eat, sleep, and maybe have some sort of emotion, but that's so low on your needs scale. And then once you wake up from that, you start to get lost in the fog. You wake up from that survival mode and you're like, wait a minute, who am I? You got lost somewhere in that. That survival mode kind of took over. The survival mode was there for a reason. It was an important place to be. You truly were. But when you start to step out of it, you're like, where am I anymore? What are my hobbies? What are my passions? What are the things that I used to like? And do they even make sense anymore? And then you start to go on a path of discovery. You're not just like, what the heck happened? You're like, well, maybe I do have interests. You start to wonder what you might actually enjoy. And you start to explore on Pinterest or on Instagram, like things that you might actually like to do. You are excited about them, but you are terrified about what it might mean to try something new. And there's this little spark of hope that starts peeking through all of the exhaustion. Eventually you start to gain clarity. You say like, wait, this could actually work, right? You start to connect the dots between your interests and what you truly want. You start to get overwhelmed with too many ideas and you need to start focusing on like being a work in progress, and you start to envision how your passion might fit into your life realistically, but your confidence starts growing. And even though it's growing, you're still hesitant to take any big leaps, but you're getting there. You're figuring it out. You're taking those baby steps. Step 4 is with that experimentation and growth, like saying, I might actually be good at this. So you've gone through step 3 where you're like, maybe I should give this a try. You finally take the leap. You're like, actually, this is exciting for me. But maybe juggling it with your life still feels overwhelming. You're not sure how it fits in. Maybe you start to try things out, but that self-doubt creeps in. Or maybe some things aren't working and some are, but all of it's kind of exciting, and you start to see yourself outside of that role of mom and more as you again. And then finally, the final phase, and it keeps repeating throughout your life. This isn't just like, congratulations, you graduated. It's just like, this is the next phase, and you'll probably take a few steps back and at another point in your life as life merges and changes, but you start to adapt new identities and say, this is me. You find a groove, you feel better, you are proud of what you are building and how far you've come. You are juggling mom life and personal goals. You are finding joy instead of guilt. And that fulfillment means everything. So, no matter where you are on this journey, know that you can end up here. This is a place that most moms can get to with the work. All moms can get to with the work. It's just knowing where to go and having the right support. So, we have some universal points of frustration here. You are not alone in this. So many moms quietly struggle with these same thoughts. But what if I told you there was a way to start small? So small that it actually feels doable. You can say, I just need 10 minutes, but nobody hears you. Or you try to do something for yourself and you instantly feel guilty. Or you've tried self care routines and nothing sticks because it's all too much. Or you're aware that you want more, but the how of it feels really overwhelming. You might crave to do something, but that fire burns out. Like, you just are stuck in this, I should do something for me, but what? And that's where today's presentation comes in. These 10-day challenges, 10 minutes a day, tiny habits that give you a big impact. This is where we flipped the script. You don't need a retreat. You don't need a weekend away. You need tiny wins that build momentum. And that's where this system comes in. A 10-day challenge is about giving yourself permission to try something small just for you. You're not looking to master it. You're not looking to turn it into a side hustle. You are just working to remember what lights you up and carve out space in the chaos. It is small on purpose. It's designed to fit into your life without adding to the stress, but giving you enough time to see if this is something you actually like, if this is something you can actually fit in. 10 days is a good chunk of time, but it's not so much that you're going to quit, right? If you're doing something for a month, you set a month-long goal for yourself, and maybe on day 4, you hit a bump in the road. It's so much harder on day 5 to pick it up again, knowing you have 25 days left ahead of you. It's easier to say, you know what, this wasn't for me. I am done. But in a 10-day challenge, if you hit a bump in the road on 4, you can say to yourself, you know what, I just have to make it to next Wednesday. And it's a lot easier to pick it back up and give it an honest go. Give it an honest try to see if this is something that you can work into your regular routine, can work into your regular life without it feeling like a chore. And if it's something that actually brings you joy. But then at the end of the 10 days, if it wasn't for you, it's not fitting into your life, then quit. Be done with it. Move on to something else. These 10-day challenges are intentional to experiment, to try something new, but they're long enough to build that momentum, right? They're designed to gently push you out of your comfort zone. These are things that you're not just doing in your life, but maybe you've thought, I want to try that. Or maybe you're saying, I should try that. This is an okay place for shoulds to come up because it gives you a space for them. We hear a lot like, oh, don't say should, like there's no space for that, but they exist. We feel this. We feel this sense of should. And this gives you a place to put that energy, to take that thought and put it into action in a way. And then you can let go of it if it doesn't work. It's so low stakes. It's a way to check in with yourself and your needs. 10 days is just the right amount of time. It bypasses this all or nothing thing that keeps us stuck. You don't have to commit to it forever. You just go in and try. It's an experiment. It's not a contract. It's something it's all you need to feel that spark again. It's all you need to see if something's going to work for you. Now, here's why it works. Burnout often comes from constantly giving without ever receiving, not even from ourselves. That's the important part. These challenges help you to break that cycle. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just set up a goal and show up for you. Burnout thrives on decision fatigue and disconnection and lack of novelty, lack of something different. You just get into a rut, you get into a routine. So the challenges flip that script. They give you some sort of daily structure, but but it's different all the time. It gives you a sense of progress when you can start checking off on a calendar that I did my goal this day, I did my goal the next day. You have this sense of progress, this sense of accomplishment in a safe and supported experimental environment. They're short and focused. We're not looking to master something, right? Did I already do the slide? I'm not sure, but I'll do it again because it's important to say the routine disruption is where we're looking here. We are gently breaking you out of these patterns of reconnection and help you build new habits. Oh, we definitely did those again. Okay. It's not about forever. Low stakes, high reward. You are not signing your life away. You can stop after 10 days and say, nope, this is not for me. And that's a win because at least now you know. And that kind of clarity is powerful when you are used to surviving instead of choosing. You are taking control and giving yourself choice. Now, self care equals making strategic choices. Let's define self care. It is not just bubble baths, although it can be. It's boundaries, it's play, it's micro moments that remind you of who you are. It's not about adding more, it's about doing less, but more intentionally. This 10-day format gives you structure and accountability and freedom to reconnect with who you actually are. Not who you want to be, not who you think you are, not who you were, who you are now. So, right now, think of one thing you've been putting off. Maybe it's like reading a book. Maybe it's taking the time or the space, giving yourself a space and an opportunity to drink your coffee while it's hot. Maybe it's moving your body. That's your first challenge for your first 10 days. That's it. And just commit 10 minutes a day to it. Not any longer. If you go longer, great, but just commit the 10 minutes. Now, here's another piece. You can do 5 and 5. You can do 5 minutes at one point and 5 minutes in another. That's still 10 minutes. And if you only do that first 5 minutes and the rest of your day is chaos, 5 is more than 0. So set yourself tiny, tiny goals, whatever it might be, and it starts to add up. But what if you had a group? Imagine if you didn't have to come up with that idea on your own. Imagine if somebody created the challenge for you and a group of moms just like you did it with you. That's where my community, the More Than Mom community, comes in. In this, we do monthly 10-day challenges, and there is group support and check-ins, and it's a built-in self-care system. It's the community that I wish I had when I felt stuck and lost. Every month you get a fresh challenge, you get encouragement and a reason to put yourself back on your own priority list. So let's recap what we've been talking about here. Today is about you. This presentation is about you, about remembering that there's more waiting for you without needing to do a massive life overhaul. It is making the choice to take control of your own narrative, take control of your choices, put yourself back in the driver's seat. And you can do that by setting micro goals for yourself, 10 minutes a day, breaking your routine, getting you out of your rut, and making these choices. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about the More Than Mom community, because it's so much more than the 10-day challenges. It's where that growth from the 10-day challenges meets girls' night. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to figure it all out by yourself. It's a low pressure, high connection space where moms feel supported and social. It's the mom group chat that you wish you had. It's every month we are in there talking to each other. I'm going to be putting in the group. We have a group chat. We have a group chat in Substack where it's all nicely threaded. There's not like monster threads of group chats you have to check in on. It's kind of like a message board meets a group chat. It's a really nice platform for a community, and it's on something different. It's not going to get lost in your Facebook feed. It's not something that you're going to have to check in on every time you open up Instagram. You can be very mindful about when you check in with this group, but I think that as we start going, it's not going to have to be something that you have to stop yourself from checking in on. This might be the thing you want to open. And what's beautiful about it not being in Facebook or Instagram is you can just check in with the group and not also get sucked into the scroll loop, sucked into your social media. So you get those 10-day challenges to help you feel like you again. But you also get this ongoing group chat support with the moms who get it. You get monthly game nights or fun threads. We'll post like different meme challenges or emoji games, things like that. And you have one real talk connection moment every month. It's where you can start to send voice notes about your meltdowns that you're experiencing throughout the day, or you open it up and you see a meme about a hard morning that another mom went through. You start to make these friendships and these real connections and celebrate your wins, even the weird ones, right? I mean, we all have these weird wins throughout the day. And this is the place to put that when you're already thinking, I don't know who to send this to, but I want to talk to somebody. This is that group. It's a curated private space that helps you rediscover what it's like to have real friendships, lighthearted conversations, and the kind of support that feels like a lifeline. Here's what you get through it. We're going to have game nights and fun threads where we just talk and put up prompts and conversation starters and jokes. We'll start to have inside jokes before you know it, and we just have these laughs. We'll have those monthly 10-day challenges where I give you the prompt, and that's the goal to set. So you don't have to make any decisions. We can take that decision fatigue off of your plate for you. And then with the guest and with the challenges that I set, I'm also going to be offering guest interviews from experts in that field where they create a blog post for us for you to read, or a guest podcast episode, or an Instagram live or a YouTube video, something different depending on the vibe of the month. And then they're also creating resources for us exclusive to our community to support us through the challenge, which is so amazing. You're going to have real connection inside this private community. And the doors are going to open on May 12th. Right now, through May 12th, I have a wait list going, and I will send you the link where you can join the wait list. And when we open it up for enrollment, you'll be able to get 50% off of your membership for life. For as long as you want to be in the membership, you will have 50% off the membership fee, and you lock that in, and that's yours for as long as you want to have it. The membership fee is starting at $30. And for you being on the wait list, it starts at $15 a month. for all of this, for the game nights, for the threads, for the community, for the friends, for the expert advice, for the challenges, for the connection, for the private community. It's all there for you. Because this isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been and letting her breathe again. 10 minutes a day, 10 days, one powerful shift. If you've been waiting for a sign to do something for you, this is it. Whether you join the community or not, these 10 minutes a day, these 10-day challenges, they can be your answer. I would love to connect with you. You can find free resources on my website, momidentityproject.com. I have a snack-sized self-care guide, which is all full of bite-sized self-care ways that you can take care of yourself before your kids finish their snacks. I have really fun ideas in there about how you can use that list. That's free to download if you are kind of lost about these micro moments of self-care in your day. I also have what's really exciting right now, a Mother's Day GPT chat bot where you can go in onto Chat GPT. You don't have to have a paid account, and it asks you 4 questions, like 17 magazine A, B, C, or D questions. And then it gives you your perfect Mother's Day based on the vibe that you answered with those questions. And it also gives you a copy and pastable message that you can send to your partner with, hey, these are some ways that we could celebrate Mother's Day that I think would be really fun. So those are all on my website. I'm so excited about those, or my link in my bio on my social media at Mom Identity Project. Please follow along there. My podcast, Mom's Guide to Finding Herself, is where you can find ongoing support about how we can connect with ourselves as a mom. And then, of course, oh my goodness, I didn't update that link, joining the community, which I will send a link to you about the wait list. But thank you so much for being here. I am grateful for the time that you spent educating yourself, learning about this opportunity. And I truly would love to support you as you start to make these micro changes to connect with you.